Hey, yo, what up, sluts? This is Taylor, and I'm doing another Would You Rather because it's been a few days and I haven't done one, and so I just got that, that primal itch, the natural instinct. My YouTube internet feelings just directed me right towards a Would You Rather site, which is yourather.com, which every time I would link it, but I only want to leave it for people who actually give a shit enough to type it in, because you'd be amazed at how much of a shit the shit gap between actually typing it in and just clicking a link. There's a lot of shit to give in that gap, and well, most people don't have it. Most people just can't spare that shit. So anyway, let's not waste any more of your time. I apologize. If you guys enjoy this, leave a rating, and if you hate how I ask for ratings sometimes, exit out of the video and then go run out in traffic. All right, so on to the first one. Would you rather fight 100 third graders one at a time or fight 50 third graders at the same time? Okay. Well, there's no way that you could ever beat 50 third graders at the same time. Like, think about it. There's no way. There's no way whatsoever. No matter how big and strong you are, they're going to overpower you. They're going to be like little monkeys. Like, each third grader, how much does a third grader weigh? I don't know. On average, like, probably 60 pounds, 70 pounds. I don't know. But how many does it take to make a full grown man there? If you're like a big dude, like 3 or 4 of them, And that's like a really big dude. But 50? 50? Are you high? No way, son. No way am I getting myself in that kind of a tussle. They're gonna take me down. But the 100 third graders one at a time, I guarantee you can keep sending those guys single file. It's just like in Nazi zombies, If they were to send out every single zombie they had, or who was supposedly just waiting in the wings while this inept zombie leader is sending forth incrementally stronger units, just fast enough that you can keep killing them. I don't know what their plan is, but if they just sent in a shit ton of zombies on the first map, they could win every time, just because they can get in more than one place. But if it's just like me in a big cage and there's only one entrance to this arena, and they just keep releasing one third grader in at a time, forgive me, I'm thinking about the Coliseum when I do this, and for the sake of this example, let's say we both get swords or something, or not even swords, just give me like a baseball bat and give them a baseball bat or something, and we just go, we haul out and just hit each other with it, and I guarantee that even if they did get a few good swings on me, I mean, I'm an adult. They're children. What are they going to do? I'll throw up an arm to block it, and then I'll cave their skull in, Simple as that. I guess I didn't say I had to kill them, just fight them. That took a turn for the worse there. Now I seem pretty sadistic. So, I'm going with 100 third graders. That's the smarter option. It really is. 77% agree with me. 23% vastly overestimate their own strength or vastly underestimate the strength of a bunch of 8 or 9-year-olds when combined into one. I bet, like, if you released 50 third graders just in a cul-de-sac, they would just wreak havoc. Ripping up mailboxes, flipping cars, smoking the pots. Just doing all those terrible things. So next, would you rather only eat or only drink? I would rather only drink. That'd be way easier and way faster, and I'd probably lose a lot of weight. So definitely only drink. No, I'm not even thinking there, man. 51% agree with me, 49% can't make fun of them either. Eating is great. A large portion of the things I do when I'm bored entail eating. Eating is a good boredom cure, which is really not good if you look at food like that, which I've had to train myself not to. So, next one. Would you rather be a prince, princess, or mermaid, merman? What? What? Okay, let's think about this factually for a second. Mermaids and mermans, there's a reason they don't exist, man. It's because the upper torso of a human being is ill-equipped to deal with the harshness of the deep sea. Think about that. Even if you have like the most badass rudder of a tail and lower body and you're zooming all over the place, what do you got? You got ape hands, and you got not very sharp teeth that aren't really suited to be just like snatching fish out of the water, whatever the hell they eat down there. What are you going to do? How are you going to be thrusting a trident really, really hard with your hand since you're underwater? There's just no way. Too much drag there. I'm not buying your premise, sir, you idiot who asked this question. So I'm going to have to go prince and princess, because I'd much rather be in charge of a bunch of feudal lords and have them provide lots of food for my banquets and be horribly corrupt and not give a shit about anyone but myself. I would much prefer that to being a merman for like 6 hours and then getting eaten by a shark because I can't swim very fast and I'm a freaking half human. Not a good idea. 68% said prince, princess. 32% are functionally retarded and should probably click off this video and go to some remedial, logic course, because I am clearly correct in this instance. Would you rather eat 2 pounds of human fat or drink a liter of genital sweat? We'll just leave the whole question of whose genitals sweat and who's fat. Let's just pretend that's off the table. I'm going to have to say 2 pounds of human fat. They don't say how I have to eat it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe human fat is really good to cook with, and I could just keep throwing it in there in a frying pan as I'm searing up something else. Just a little bit of bacon with human fat in there. Who's to judge? I'm going to say the human fat, and there's no time constraints there. I can slowly ration it out over the course of like 2 years, but then maybe I'll develop a taste for it, and then afterward I won't be able to satiate that taste, and so I'll have to go out and kill someone and strip them of their fat, and it'll be just this horrible, gruesome thing. Or maybe not. Maybe I should have just picked the genital sweat, because there's no way you're getting addicted to that. I don't think I said the statistics for this one yet. 69% say I'd eat the fat, and 31% say I'd drink the sweet. The sweet sweat. Would you rather live in a penthouse in the city or live in a mansion in the country? Penthouse in the city. Pretty sure I've answered this one before. I mean, mansion in the country would be cool, but you got to think about like internet connection. First of all, you're gonna get shitty internet connection out in the country. Pathetic. That's the first thing I think of, but you know how it is. And also, social life. You actually can have one instead of living in East Jesus nowhere down in the middle of Georgia or something. So definitely penthouse. Really, 46% said penthouse, 54% said mansion in the country. So I guess 54% of people who are young enough to be on this website and, young enough to be using the internet like this and just be this adept would rather have shitty internet than awesome internet and rather have no social life than a great social life. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, people? Unless this is just the most introverted bunch of people in the world, or they're like preparing for a zombie apocalypse, I don't see the rationale here. I'm gonna have to say that in this case the minority is correct, which seems to be the case quite often. Would you rather have an unattractive child or have a beautiful child with bright blue skin? Oh, Jesus Christ. To have a beautiful child with bright blue skin, if she wants to change it, she can. But if she doesn't want to change it, I can go to India or somewhere, get all the Indians to come around, and then they'll think that she's like one of those incarnations of God, just like that lady that had like 9 different arms on her, or like she had a horrible deformity and people were like praying to her. Take my daughter there, make bank a bunch of India bucks. I don't know how they do it over there. I assume it's India bucks. Don't want to get too technical with you guys. And so just make a bunch of that coin over there, then bring it back to the U.S., and then bam, I'm reversing that whole outsourcing problem just by being selfish and exploiting my child's deformity. So there you go. It's a win-win-win. Well, it's a win-win-lose for the Indians, kind of. 64% agree with me, probably not for the same reasons, and 36% would rather have an unattractive child. You bitch. Why would you do that to someone? At least let them be special, That'd be cool. She'd look like she had superpowers even if she didn't. You didn't even think about that. Would you rather discover the Loch Ness Monster or discover Sasquatch? I would definitely rather discover Sasquatch because Loch Ness Monster, what am I going to do with that guy? What am I going to do? Am I going to ride him around every so often? Am I going to take him on huge journeys, huge sojourns across the Atlantic or something? No, it's a goofy little lake beast. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. I can't breathe fire or anything, at least to my knowledge. I am but a layman on the subject, admittedly. But a Sasquatch, I bet I can train it. It looks kind of like a monkey bear, and if I could train it to fight other animals such as monkeys or bears and get it to start winning, I could make a lot of money with it. And additionally, I could train it to do whatever the hell I wanted. So if I were like trying to get into a club, but some thug was like, "No, man, you can't get in," I'd be like, Jeffrey, or whatever the hell I name him, and he thunders up, tears the guy in half, not even horizontally, tears him in half vertically, just grabs onto each arm and just pop, almost like those things that you would pull on 4th of July, just pop right there. But anyway, that got more gruesome than I intended, but Sasquatch is my answer. 40% says Sasquatch, 60% must really like water and lakes and oceans much more than I do. And last one, always have fingernails 5 inches or longer, or have a snorkel on your face permanently. That's retarded. I'm going to the next one. That's retarded too. Jesus Christ, 0 for 2, guys. Would you rather have your name known forever for doing something terrible, or never be recognized for accomplishing something wonderful? I'd rather be remembered for something terrible, Might as well go out on a bang, so to speak. Like, what if in like 50 years they're like, "Oh, the Merca bomb or the Merca missile is online," and they're like, "Oh, god damn you, Merca Durka, for inventing this when you spoke a precise, arrangement in the precise cadence required to cause your laptop to explode into molten lead and magma and everything, and then congeal on the ground and form this new element that we make Merca missiles with, and it kills people and causes their flesh to turn inside out, and their teeth to fall out, and their fingernails to grow way too long too fast, to the point that their clippers are so dull they can't even get through, and that kind of has to like press it down but not quite cut it, and then they have to tear it off, which is excruciatingly painful. So don't even know where I was going with that, but I'm going to go with the first one. Wow, 22% said be remembered for something terrible. 78% said just never be accomplished for anything. Really? Really? You didn't even get recognized, man. What's your problem? I guess you did contribute something wonderful. I should have taken that into the equation, but still, brah. Still, man. It's all about the history books. Anyway, that's the end, and I love you.